we are live, and I think for once I did that correctly.
Yeah.
So let's say hi to everybody in the chat first before we start introducing ourselves. So let's see here. Of course, Eli was in first. Hey, Diabolical Debbie.
Hey, Tina.
Uh, then we have got Drew and me made a comment. Phoenix. Hey,
Welcome on,
Phoenix.
everybody. Look
And
how beautiful Sister Sherry looks. Welcome, sis.
I know it
Oh, I'm
is.
Thank
loving the
you.
black walls. That's me just noticed.
And Iron
Yeah,
should
I'm in
be
my
coming
godmom's
in.
bedroom.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh,
Iron
there's
Fire Horse.
Iron.
In the witchy room.
Hey, Iron. Okay, so is
Hi, Iron.
and
We
then
have
is
Kerry
it
in as
Siri?
well. Welcome back, Kerry.
Hello, is it Siri?
No, I
Ceri?
think
Is
it's
that how
the
you pronounce
Irish.
it?
Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the Irish spelling of Kerry? Because
Or
my
is it?
daughter's name is Kerry, but we spell it the Scottish
Is
way,
this
which is
Siri?
Kerry. But the Irish
Sarah?
way
I
is
think it's just Kiri.
CER. I think it's Kerry.
Yeah.
And I see it as.
If we're pronouncing it correct as Kerry. Sarah.
Kiri.
Yeah.
I think it's the Celtic way of saying it's Welsh for
Welsh, yes,
Kerry.
Kerry.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Carrie.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so
Welsh. Yeah.
hi, Carrie.
My daughter spells her name that way, Kerry.
All right. So welcome in everybody. We have
Hi,
our
Stephanie.
co-host. Oh, hey Stephanie. We have our co-host Drew. We have our guest Sherry, and then we have our special guest Eli. Now we always talk to Eli about things that's happened to him when he had passed away, but I think we're gonna have a little twist in it today. Eli's been like researching some different stuff that he wanted to bring up that we thought would be really interesting for the live. And being that I don't have a clue that I've never heard about it, it's pretty much going to be probably us asking questions because we all have this same look on our face like,
Yeah, well, we thought it was an ice. Me and Mystical thought it was an ice cream cone at first, guys, until we looked at it properly.
Right.
yeah, because I didn't have my glasses on. And I looked at it and I was like, why is Drew sending me an ice cream cone? And then I thought it was a whole different thing. Then I sent it to Sherry. Then after I sent it to Sherry, I looked at it and I was like, well, this ain't nothing what I thought it was.
Yeah. I thought it was some dream thing.
Yeah. So we'll jump back to Drew since she's muted at the moment. Sherry, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Sherry. I'm from PWI Spiritual Investigators, also known as Willow in my witch name. I'm an investigator of the paranormal, ufology, and all spiritual things. I am also a practicing witch and practicing shaman. And if you're into all things that are strange, then I've most definitely got the channel that might interest you, along with all of my lovely sisters on here as well.
Great. So before we jump to Eli, since he's the special guest, we're going to get Drew to introduce herself.
Hi everybody, my name is Andrina, but I do get called Drew, so my channel is Drew's Abandoned Paranormal Vlog Scotland. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but I do paranormal investigating over there. I do also do a little bit of witchcraft. I show you different things, do some tarot. So yeah, I do have a mixture over there, but definitely just give us a shout if you're not already subscribed. So thank you. Oh, I've got Catherine in. She is from our KJ Hauntings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got
Hello.
an Elias Alonso, and
Welcome in, Elias.
Catherine
Hey, that's
also.
me.
So hello, everybody. Oh, that's you. What? That's
Yeah.
you?
Elias, that's a nice name.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
that is. Why
Oh, so
I kind of
Eli
logged
is
into another.
Elias?
Yeah,
Oh.
I kind of
Oh,
logged into my
oh,
other one. So
That's a
okay.
nice name.
thanks.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have Eli introduce himself now that we know his real name.
Damn it, who cares? Everybody knows the asshole. Doesn't matter. So My name's Eli. Like, well, I I did. I used to interview paranormal investigators, but now, like, since I've been back, I'm still trying to get into interviewing again because knowing what I know now, it's more like like I won't say taboo, but it's like more like, like I've been there. I know how it feels to communicate with the spirit, and now it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like it's different. And also like I died and I came back, and um, I also researched like
Hey,
life and
Christine.
death situations and what those dreams meant to me, and what they could bring to my future as well. So I mean, that's me. Yeah.
Cool. That's very interesting. So, Drew, since you were mentioning what Eli for what Eli was going to be going into today, did you want to mention anything about that at all? Because me and Sherry, we're just
Yeah,
like
what it
hanging here
was
listening.
Eli sent me a picture. I don't know if I can get it actually up. It's called the birthing cave. If you look at it, guys, I think you'll be able to see that. See it
Yeah.
here? Bring it a little bit closer to you. So I did a
Okay.
little bit of research on it. It's the first time I had actually heard of it. So I did a little bit of Google, which is a great help. So Google is saying that it is actually the birthing caves, and it is set in Sardonia in Arizona in the United States, and they called it the birthing caves. The Hopi believed their people came from the center of the earth and are
Hey,
born of
Dan.
mother's womb. The Red Rock Regans Hopis sent their pregnant women to the birthing cave in Sardonia. So it's the birth. I don't know. Eli probably knows a lot more about it than I do. I just done a quick Google. So have you been researching it, Eli?
Well, I have been researching it. It's like it's sort of let me bring it up real quick. It's called the gateway to God. It's a Native American folklore. People have walked through this rock formation, and the theories are if you walk through it, you enter the kingdom of God. But if not, then you come back and you tell your story about that formation of rock. I mean, mine was sort of different. Mine was like not like that. It was more like sitting with the Native American, and I remember the walls crumbling, and I seen like it's kind of crazy, but I seen like the rivers and like the forest and everything else.
Oh,
And
hi,
but I
honey. Hey,
couldn't,
Lee.
but I
Go
couldn't, but
ahead.
I couldn't reach it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Everybody,
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't reach it, but I think what is meant to me is I seen where I was gonna go, but it wasn't my time yet. And
Mhm.
that's what I got out of it.
Okay, so not to interrupt you,
Well, it
but before
makes
you go
sense if
any,
it. Sorry, sis.
oh,
It
sorry.
makes sense if it's the birthing cave that's also going to be somewhere of very spiritual nature. I mean, so a
Mhm.
lot of people maybe they only put out the positive side of it, that it's for this, for God, and for to go to give birth and things, because there's also the Devil's Bridge also up
Yeah,
that way, and it says the majority of the hike is flat and in the sun, but since we visited in the fall, the heat was not much at all. So basically what they're saying there is it's a big huge bit of land, so it must have the opposite. Yeah, there it's there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
That's what it
actually
is.
quite, and I'm going to do a little bit more research on it because it says the
So
Birthing
it's
Cave Trailhead hike is about 2 miles round trip, and it's not one of the typical trailheads. Once you stumble across the long canyon trailhead, you'll need to park your car and walk up. So it's giving you directions and things to it, but
yeah.
it's basically in the olden days there's two tribes, and they did tell you the name of the tribes. What did I tell you what they're called again?
so pretty much it's having a heaven and hell, but here
Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
basically, I have. So
Yeah.
maybe you experienced the other side of it then. Do you feel as if that was that cave, Eli, that you were
It
in?
wasn't great. I mean, to me, it was okay. It was different in the formation than that, but it was more
Right.
like, um, it was more like, let's see, you went hiking to the bird cave. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I was going to enter into a new birthing era of my life, of being that pure soul, because God had forgiven me from all what I did in my past. That's what I think
Yeah,
of it. Um,
Okay.
but
it's definitely a very spiritual place.
Do you
but
think you
I
could have
did
been going
remember,
back and forth?
yeah.
Because you
If you
had
look up,
negative experiences and you had positive
yeah,
experiences, didn't you? So do you think that maybe you could have been bouncing between both?
yeah, yes, I did, because I was still tethered to my body. It was just God
Yeah.
showing me where I was going, but at the same time, He was showing me, if you look up like the layers of hell, it's in the little formation was going like a cone, you know. But I remember when I was laying there, they're saying I need a brain surgery, I remember, know if I told you guys that, but these two doctors were saying, well, we
I don't
found a
remember
problem,
that.
and yeah, and so when I looked up, I seen a lot of knickknacks, but there, to me now, it wasn't knickknacks, it was people. There was tons of people in that
Right.
hell, going through layers of hell. When I was laying down, I was looking up in the ceiling. I thought about that a little bit, because I'm just like, those were knickknacks. Those little things you have, on your counter at the house and everything. But there were people. You
Yeah.
know,
You know,
there
I
were
got
strange
confused,
people.
Eli, when you said knickknacks, because over here we've got crisps called knickknacks. So I thought you were saying you've
Well,
seen like
Yeah.
crisps floating in
Well,
the
it's
air.
just
Because
not
we got a
packet.
crisp called knickknacks, haven't we, sis? So
yeah, yeah.
I was a
Like
bit
Yeah,
it's
we
sort of
just
like
said
it's
something.
like it's like Mystic has in the back. They're knickknacks. All sort of like on your counters and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's a, yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, it was more like being God was showing me, not even showing me. He was just showing me that, not even to be in there, but he was showing me you could have been through there. You could have died and went there. But then
Yeah.
he showed me
Yeah, he
heaven a
showed you
little.
as a symbolism to what you're going through spiritually, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So
Amen.
Eli, in the picture, oh sorry, Eli, in the picture, it looks like a cave and someone's in the cave looking out. Is it a cave or is
Yeah,
it just like a rock formation and they're just standing on the other side of the rocks? Or is it an
it
actual
was.
cave?
It was. It was before. I mean, well, actually, the reason why they posted is because, I mean, no man ever seen heaven yet, so they're trying to portray it as heaven, in pictures. It's kind of weird
Yeah.
how, when I seen this,
So it's a
it was more. It
symbolism.
was, yeah, it was
Okay.
man made, but
Yeah.
that's how they portray heaven as,
Okay.
like
I
house
didn't
of
know that was
holy.
an I didn't know that was an actual cave.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I mean,
See, it
it just
says
says,
here, if you read what Eli sent us, it says, in Sedonia, Arizona, there is an archway standing in the middle of nowhere that some have called a gateway to God. According to Native American folklore, people who have walked through this fascinating rock formation immediately disappeared. Theories about this legend range from it being a time portal to being a gateway to the heavens or an alternative dimension. Would you walk through it to find your path? I think the one that I used Google Lens for is bringing up a different cave because
yeah, or
that's freestanding.
Well,
Yeah.
but
So there's the
that's
one Eli
almost
sent us, guys.
that's almost implying that it's just an archway.
yeah,
Because to me, when I see
Well, it is an
archways,
archway because if you look
yeah,
at the bottom, at the top of
yeah,
the thing, you can actually see the
yeah.
right,
sky at the top. So it's a
Yeah,
it's
it's
not a
Yeah.
cave
different.
right.
because if it was a
But you
cave,
think
there wouldn't
about
be
it.
no light, would there?
But
Be-
you
On the
think about
top.
it. The top was, I mean, I think if it was fully up, I would have passed. But it was more like a round, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just
An
the presence
archway.
of it was so beautiful. Like, I mean, you could smell the grass. You could actually feel the grass there. You know what I mean? It was alive. It was more like, oh my God, it was more like a color you couldn't explain. The smell of the grass, you could just smell it a mile away, even 10 yards away. That's how beautiful it was.
Okay, because see, I when I think of
It's definitely a
archways, I think
spiritual
of
place.
portals.
Yeah.
Well,
I
a
could
lot
be
of
that.
archways are like portals, aren't they? If you think about it, like a lot
Yeah.
of a lot of people that say that they've experienced portals would say it was like an archway, like they were going
Right.
through an
Yeah.
archway Always one thing, you know what I mean? And that is definitely an arch. That's not.
Right.
That isn't a cave because you can see the sky above where the
Yeah.
brick is. You know what I mean?
I think some people just say cave.
Yeah.
Drew,
I'm
did
trying
you
to get
see the
to-
message
More
Phoenix sent
research into
you?
this, guys.
Drew, did you see the message Phoenix sent you? I got it up on
Sister,
the.
can you please link that one? Just read. I'm getting different one. Yeah, I'll definitely send the one that I just read. I can send it to the group chat. Yeah.
What you got to
Okay.
think is when you're like, if you're still in the physical world, yeah. Even if you you pass over gradually, but you're not dead, even though you are, and you're going in between, and you'll always find that you're going through some form of portal to get to this other
Yeah.
realm. Okay,
Exactly.
there's always going to be some form of portal, even if it's a massive tunnel or it's a bridge. Because a lot of people see things in a different way, don't they? Not everybody sees a tunnel or a light
Yeah,
coming to
I
them, do
agree.
they? Some people see
agree.
other things.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
obviously each religion and each person in that religion, they have a different preserve on what heaven and hell is, don't they? Not everybody believes that you go up or you go down.
Right.
You know, some people believe it's here in this world, and like the natives, like Eli said, the natives believe it's here, don't they? And they believe
But
that
I wasn't
possibly that
here's the one
bridgeway.
thing. I mean, I wasn't native. I mean, I don't know why it was all native. Even when God brought me back, it was like a theme of native song, but with the beats to it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
what am I really happening? I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know
Well,
There's
why
got to
God
be
has
some
that.
link. There's got to
Yeah,
be some link for them to be showing you that.
yeah.
yeah.
And
But
It
Eli,
my
be something
fiance is
from a past life.
native
Maybe
American.
you've been something like that in a past life, and maybe that more connects to you.
Probably.
Maybe that's why they're doing it that way.
and just
Because
with
it'll
your
make more
name
sense to you.
alone,
Because it
yeah,
did mention two tribes, but I'll try and find the tribe names.
yeah. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Eli, even with your last name sounding Hispanic, I would imagine
yeah,
you have Hispanic lineage
yeah.
blood
Yeah.
in
Well,
you. So a lot of ancestors, I say you,
yeah,
me, whatever, because I have Hispanic blood in me, go
yeah,
back to native ancestors. So
yeah.
you may go, that may be taking you back to for that time.
Yeah, exactly. And man, my fiance has native blood too. So, man, I don't know. I don't know what that actually means. I understand what God was telling me. He was telling me like your family comes first more than anything because that's the most precious thing of life. You know that He wants me
That's
to
what I
do.
tell Drew.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah,
You know, like
definitely.
I mean,
Family first.
yeah, family first. I mean, he kept on saying family, 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 and he just said wake up, wake up. But I felt like when I was on the ground, he was moving away from me. It felt like his presence because to me he was like, "Are you ready to come back?" And I said yes. But what I meant is I was ready to stay with him. But I felt like he was moving away, sort of like leaving me there. I was like, wait, no, I'm not. I don't want to stay here. I want to go back, but I really wanted to go with him. But I know that God knew that I wasn't ready right yet to enter His kingdom. I mean, I honestly like I was a sinner. I deserved to be stuck there. I knew I did, but when you die, you know you deserve to be at that place. You know it
Yeah.
deep down, but you're crying to God for help. You know, and it's like a it's like um it's like if you're watching a movie, right? You're sitting there, you're seeing everything, you're like in panic. You're like, what the hell? You know what's happening? That's how it was most of the time. You know,
Yeah.
and you can't really you can't really think about, oh my God, why is this happening to me? You're living in your present time, and when you die in your spiritual form. You know, you're I mean, it's like when you go to Hades or hell. You know, like you're um you're away from God. You know what I mean? Like I mean, like you died in your sin. You know, like you died. I don't know. In the Bible it says die. When you die, you die. You know, you die in the way you are in death. The way if you're a mean person, you're gonna die a mean person. You know, I
Mhm.
don't know about hauntings. I don't know, but all I know is that um um I think that with sort of like hauntings, it's more like demonic trying trying to act like those people because they like doing that. They like being there, tormenting and making fun of them, the souls that died. That's what
Yeah.
I want to bring up a little bit too.
You sound a lot more together with the Eli. It sounds as the very first time we spoke to you, you were jumping from bit to bit, from experience to experience. See, now you're speaking a lot more structured.
Yeah.
Do you think that, ladies, he's come to terms with it a little bit more?
Yeah, it does seem a bit more understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You definitely sound a lot more understanding of your experience, Eli. Are you finding that yourself, that you're finding out more, you're understanding it more in your head?
Yeah, because even Eli, with you saying like how you are, like when you die, if you're a grouch, when you die, you're going to be a grouch. And that's why like Drew, Sherry, and myself, we said like during investigations, when people are like being rude and stuff, that doesn't, or spirits, that doesn't mean they're rude. That means that's how they were in life. That's them. That's how they are. They're projecting their self. Doesn't mean they're, demonic and all of that. And that's what you were saying right there.
Yeah, no. And that's what I was going like that too. When like obviously like some energies, can be demonic, but when Eli was saying like maybe a lot of these energies that we believe are people are demonic, I know from what I see and what I go through every day with spirit, they're not demonic, not all of them.
Right.
And what people think that? Yeah.
And you think about like people that like tape recorders, when they die, they leave their essence there. I call it essence. That's how you say essence. When they leave something behind, they're really there. It's because God God put them there. When you die, you go to certain places. God wants whatever that person did in life. He's stuck there. He's stuck there. He's stuck. He's part of the environment, basically.
Yeah, it leaves a mark.
Yeah. He did something wrong, so he's gonna stay there until God comes again, and God knows his pain. Like I told you about that guy. He died. He got out of his car. He fell on the ground. Then he got back. His soul went back up. He's replaying his death. Why did he do that? It's something he did really bad. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. It's something that he needs to come to grips with. He can't talk to nobody. That's his sin.
Yeah, he's got to relive it until he admits that he done wrong, probably. That'll be what his hell is.
Yeah. It is. And that's his personal hell. He doesn't talk to you because you can't communicate with that person. That's his sin. It's just like going back to when I was in my house, my mom's house, and there was a brown-headed woman, there, and she was telling me it's not time to come back. But her sin was she died in that house. She really died there. I don't know why, but she died there, and the whole rest of the house was dark, but she was stuck in that kitchen the whole time. But I can talk to her. She was telling me a story, but the problem was she couldn't communicate, but she can see me. And she was telling me, you can't go, you're not going back home yet. It's the loop thing. It is a loop, It's a loop thing of the last thing he did to a certain person, like that woman. She could have like said something bad. She could have done something bad to someone in that kitchen, and God said, no, you're gonna stay there. You're gonna stay there and relive what you did. It's going back and forth.
Maybe she murdered her husband or something. She was denying it, in the kitchen.
She was denying it. And I know who it is. She's not dead yet. I know who's gonna be there. It's more of a panic situation. We're just like, you're like, oh my god, what the hell's going on? But to me, I deserve to be there. That was me. If God didn't save me from that, I would be devastated. But just to see all that over and over and over again, I would be like, wow, is that? I understand a lot of people are left in situations like the battlefield, where they died and everything. They're stuck there because that's all they know. That's all they know what to do. but they can't see you guys. They're just doing what they used to do, and they're doing this so they can go home, but they're not home. That's the saddest thing about it.
Well, that's what residual hauntings are, because residual hauntings are where spirit can't see you, and
Right,
they live in what's going on.
Exactly what Sherry's saying,
Yeah.
but it's different with other spirits, because others can see you. They can interact with you.
Yeah.
But like Sherry says,
Yeah.
the residual, they can't.
Intelligent hauntings are normally the normal spirits, the ones that can communicate, play with your equipment, can see you, can talk to you. Residual energy is replaying your life, replaying that moment of death and things, and a lot of them don't communicate with you because they can't see you. They don't realize that we're in another century. They're still in their century. They're still in their time.
I can explain how you guys use those meters and everything in Spirit Box. I'll tell you how spirit feels. Okay. It's like a lot of tennis coming at you, and you feel the wavelength through your head. It's weird. It's like a craziest feeling you could ever feel. It's like a wavelength. But there's like a tennis coming at you. I mean, that's how it feels like. And to them, that means a lot to them. To me, it was like a gold phone, a gold.
Right.
And
so do you think that's a positive thing then for the spirits, or is it hurting them?
Well, to them, it's the light. To them, it's everything. To them, no one spoke to them for years and decades and decades. And when you guys communicate with them, well, sometimes they could go through their own demise, like me, like other people, like in the battlefields. Like they're trying to communicate with you what happened, but at the same time they're getting shot and killed. You know what I mean?
See, when you were going through that experience, Eli, if we had turned a spirit box on around you when you were going through that experience, do you feel as if you could have communicated with us?
I don't know. I mean, at that time, my mind was going like 100 miles an hour, to be honest.
Yeah.
Imagine all these different things coming at you 100 miles an hour. Like you're going, like let's say you go in a room and you step up that room, or you're gliding out of that room and you go into a different situation. Like at the same time you have people talking to you. You don't know if it's God. You don't know if it's you. You don't know. You know what I mean? It's all a plan. It's all God's plan where He wants you at that time. Like
it's all for a purpose. It's all for a purpose. That's what you've got to try.
It's all purpose.
Yeah,
it's all purpose. It's called purgatory. I can say it, purgatory.
Purgatory.
It's where God says, "Hey, you know what I mean? Like He's not gonna let a bad person into a kingdom of heaven, so those people can do bad in there and corrupt it. So He's gonna send you back and say, "Hey, you need to do the right thing that you did long time ago, and then when you pass, we'll see." Yeah, basically, he'll send you up in front of angels and be like, "Hey, open that book. It's His name there."
But I see it too. Sometimes not so much that they send you back, as in, okay, you're dead and now you're going to be alive. I'm sending you back. Sometimes I feel like they let them pass. They died. Their soul's going to come back as being reincarnated to learn the next thing that they need to learn.
Well, it's not actually reincarnated. It's more like a second chance in life. I call it a second chance.
It'd be more like a second chance to get it right this time. So do you believe that you're born back into your own family then?
But it is reincarnation.
Well,
reincarnation. If you're given another life to come back to try again, it's reincarnation. It's like when you're sitting there and you're saying about that.
I call it another life.
When energies come through,
I call
like
it a new beginning.
They'll go over, like they can't do certain things. They can't communicate. But if you've ever noticed, like when people first pass over, you won't get your loved ones and that communicate with you straight away. It might be a week or a couple of weeks because they're going through that transaction, like that transition.
But see, the problem is
you were saying
the problem is like
right.
You could be born again as a newborn and start your life over. Really? I mean, like you probably can't go in your body because that body is no longer part of this earth. it's probably in the sand or whatever. It's probably part of the you die, you get buried,
Yeah.
but I honestly think
that's what I'm saying. Like, but your soul, the soul within you, goes
Mhm.
on. Even if
Yeah.
your body dies, your soul carries
Yeah,
on into
you
life.
still
That's
go
what
on, yeah.
reincarnation is.
You still go on in the other side. You can go to Hades, you can go to heaven, you can go stay wherever you want to. You don't have a choice where you go. It's like a magnet. It's like it's like you being where you guys are at right now, at home. Like you can feel your desk and everything, right? When you're on the side, that's your new perception. That's who you are,
Right. Yeah.
and what you are, and you deserve to be there, no matter what. What do you think? You deserve it. You for
Yeah.
yourself. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I couldn't take anything. I was just a viewer. That's it.
It can be quite
What are you saying,
confusing.
Sharon?
It can be quite confusing because we're like, as investigators, okay, we've had it where spirits are actually admitting that they've done wrong while they're dead. That isn't
Yeah.
just, you don't just admit when you're dying and you're coming back. Like, if he gives you a second chance, there are spirits that have died that are trying to put right while they're dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they get forgiven. So there's a lot more to this. You get spirits
Yeah.
coming over all the time going, I sinned, I done wrong, please forgive me. You hear this on spirit boxes. You know what I mean? Like,
It makes you wonder then if the light either fades or the light only stays open for so long.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
From what
You
I've
know?
seen, that is what happens. The light will be open for so long, and obviously, if you're not feeling that you're in that able body to go into that light, or something stopping you from going down that light does fade away. Of course, it does, because then you're trying to find yourself again. That's why they communicate. That's why they're trying to ask for light to be forgiven. That's why they come to people like us. Why do you think we cross so many
agree.
spirits, sis?
Yeah,
Because
true.
some of
I
them
agree.
are seeking forgiveness.
Right.
You know,
It's crazy the things they ask. I mean, look what Phoenix is saying. I had a spirit tell me he hadn't spoke for 300 years in my session with them yesterday before crossing over. It's so heartbreaking sometimes, some of the things they do tell you, honestly.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, when like, it's more like when you come back, like, it's like you're more aware of everything. You come back with something. You know what I mean?
of
It's like
course
with
you
me,
have.
it's more like a knowing. You know what I mean?
Well, of
It's
course
like,
you have, because you've touched both sides, haven't you?
yeah,
You've touched
it's like
both sides, and then you've come back again. Of course, so
it,
you do see it
yeah,
differently. Of
it's,
course
it's
you
like
do.
with my physical therapist. She was all like, like, okay, do this next, and I knew what she was thinking. I just knew what she was gonna say. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. She's like, oh shit, how'd you know I was gonna say that? It's just a knowing. It's a knowing of, like,
Yeah.
like, it's a knowing what the driver's gonna tell you and what they want to spill out to you. When they're driving you home.
But that must feel good to you, Eli.
It
Because you
does.
remember,
It
like, when you
does.
used to come in our groups before you had this experience,
Yeah.
you would try to understand what we were talking about and stuff, yeah, but you wouldn't quite understand it because you hadn't experienced it. But now that you have, and you see things the way that we do, that must be pretty awesome for you, because you're starting to
It is
see
awesome.
the way that we've seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is awesome. Like, I mean, there's like there's certain people that come to you and be like, well, I could communicate with you better than other people, and I'm just like, I don't even know you, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, like,
Actually, you're getting a touchy lie of what we all go through.
You're
Since we're
definitely a
so
lot. Do you guys
Yes.
feel that Eli's a lot more upbeat now?
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
that's what I was
But
thinking. I knew you guys were gonna check on my ass. I was thinking, okay, someone's gonna text me. I know it. I just been busy with appointments and everything else, and I'm just like, I gotta pop into their lives, man. Like, I just been super.
I was worried about you, and I had said to some
Yeah.
of the girls in the chats and things, I said, has anybody seen Eli around? And they're like, I think Christina said she had seen you on Uncle Danny's show in the
'cause,
chat.
yeah,
But it was
we were
about
all
2 weeks
worried.
ago. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
said, we'll need to check on him just to make sure
We
he's
didn't know
okay.
whether we needed to get our devices out and search for you or what.
No.
Oh, yeah. That's it. We're
Maybe
going
we'll start-
overboard. We're going up across the land.
But I remember times when I first
Hi,
started
Tammy.
out where Eli would come up on some of my shows and goes, I wish that I could see things the
Christy.
way you do, Sherry. But you are seeing that now.
Yeah, I
You
see
are
it like
seeing that. You know,
But
so
before this, like it was like maybe a week ago. I was thinking more about it, and you know what the craziest thing is? Like, before I came on here, it's like I had to get myself prepared because, it's like me. It's nothing to me. It's like it's yeah. It's just another memory. To me, it's more another feeling. Like I was sitting here the other day, and I was like, I took myself back to the way I felt when I was there, the smell, the feeling. I mean, it was just, you know what I mean? Like, it was like the most weirdest, shocking feeling. Like, it was weird. I can't explain it. It's, yeah, yeah.
You do
It's like,
feel a lot more intact, more to terms with it all now. As
Hey,
I was saying
PPI.
earlier, at first you were
Yeah.
jumping around from experience to experience and trying to place it all together. So it's good
well,
to
it's
see that you have came to terms with it a lot better.
yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like, it's like, I was thinking about when I was laying in that bed and it was chained up and everything, and and remember I was telling you like they wrestled that guy in the ground, but I felt that. I
Yeah.
felt that. I felt his despair, and I felt why he did it. Because they didn't let him see his loved one, so he went in there and once his loved one, so
Mhm.
he was acting erratic. He was just acting like
Hi,
troublish, And
PPR. Hi,
they had
Yeah,
to
Simon.
tackle
just
So
think,
you've
Eli,
still
what
kept
you
some of
were,
that.
yeah, what you
Hey,
were
Christina.
feeling, what you were feeling at that time, how you were picking up what they were feeling, and what you're picking up now, that more people are attracted to you for some reason. That's what we go through all the time. Us being the spiritual people that we are,
Yeah.
people are
Yes.
always more being attracted to us, and we feel that's why we don't like being around a lot of groups, around a lot of. And I'm not talking about
Yeah.
groups on YouTube. I'm talking about personal big groups.
Yeah,
We
and
stay
shops and
away
things.
because we
Yeah.
also feel what others are feeling, and sometimes it's overwhelming when you have 50
that's why
people in an area. You're picking up all of these emotions and everything. You're
that's why I
actually
don't like
feeling what
public.
we feel. Yeah.
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 I don't
It,
like public areas. I can't be in public areas because
Yeah.
I get it all the time. Like I've been up here with
Yeah.
my godmum and that, and she's took me out. I've been to places and like we've done shopping, but it's literally not even an hour in the shop in the town. I can't be there no longer than an hour. I have to be
Yeah.
gone because, like, have you ever heard of the phase? You're standing in a room, but it's so noisy. Like,
yes.
even though you've got a
Yeah.
few people standing in front of you, you're
And you can
hearing
feel the pressure.
everything they're thinking,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, it's so noisy! Like, I need to
Yeah.
get out of here." Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even the
it's
kids are getting home from school.
yep,
I feel as if I can hear every single kid
yep,
that's speaking coming up that road.
yep.
I
Yeah.
swear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
crazy.
you know it's like people invite you to do things, and you're like, oh, I don't do weddings. Oh, I don't go to funerals. Oh, I don't do
Yeah.
Tupperware parties. Oh, I don't do
Yeah.
baby showers. It's like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, but the weirdest thing is like you can actually
A week in
feel
a
like
park.
they don't want you there. You know what I mean? A person don't want you there. You can feel that.
Yes,
It's
I
weird.
Eli.
It's
Yeah,
Mhm.
weird.
you do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes. I
you
have
do.
felt that instantly when I have kind of invited myself somewhere, like, oh, I could come, and they're like, yeah, and you're like, they don't want me to go. You can feel it
Yeah,
straight away.
I feel that
Yeah,
too. Like, but
yeah,
having gifts is as long as you do them, as long as you use it the right way instead of the negative way.
yes.
Would use
Everything's
it
for
whatever
a
God gives you
purpose.
and what He wants you to use it for. Like I can't go to the mall. I hate it. Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Yes, definitely, Phoenix is claustrophobic. So, what
yeah.
do you feel? Do you feel there's any purpose of it all now, Eli? Have you found anything out within yourself that you're going down the line of helping anybody yet, or are you still trying to place that part together?
well, really like recently. I mean, I've been on Twitter. I've been posting whatever. But um, I I haven't really reached out to certain people. Um,
Right.
but I don't know. I just worried that if I reach out to them, they're gonna freak out and they're gonna be like, block. You know what I mean? Like it's basically that.
Yeah, don't feel that way though. I mean,
Because they need.
I think
Sherry's froze
people
up, and it
once
looks
you.
like she's sleeping.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also, like
I think
before-
because of your experience and because you were a big part of the paranormal community, especially way back 2 years ago and things. So people will be
Yeah.
curious to talk to you when they see you back. So you
Yeah.
have to come back to YouTube so people see you out there. You know?
Yes.
So you have to make
Yes.
an effort as well so that people know that you are back. And then you'll probably find that people will want to speak to you like we did. We wanted to know what happened and if there was anything we can do to help you. So
Yeah.
we just figured out letting you talk about it was the best way to help you. But you might find that other people will reach out to you and you'll find your purpose of it all.
Well, I'm currently waiting for other people to email me. Email me to go on the channel, but I just feel like they don't want to go towards that way because the answers I will give. But hey, I'm not perfect, okay? Like, I'm not Buddha. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
all you can do
Some
is
people
share
might
your
still be scared of
experiences.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're telling your experiences. That's what you experience, and that's what you what
Yeah.
you talk about. And that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
we like having you on, because there's so many questions out there. Even if we don't ask the question, it gives the people in the chat to ask a question if they want to ask a question. Because we've always said, you want to ask something, ask it.
Yeah,
You
ask
know.
away because sometimes I might not be thinking about it. Sometimes I'm just be like,
exactly.
because I've been thinking about it. It's just I need to get in the groove again. Like, it's not that. It's mainly like, feelings just there and like, it's like,
Well, the first live stream you schedule, you better tag us all in it. I
Okay.
want to be there.
okay.
So
I just want you guys to ask me questions because
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I know stuff. I'm waiting for you guys to,
I
ask
love
that.
the fact that you've totally came another 35 degrees in it all. You've totally shifted that corner again. So you are placing it all together, so the answers will come. And it's
Yeah.
just fascinating to hear about it. I just love talking to you and hearing all the things you
It- it-
experienced on the other side.
It's more to me. It was more. I remember when I was laying on the ground like this, and everybody's just putting papers on me, just throwing trash on me, and I could see other people doing their own thing. It's like I was just humiliated. Like
Yeah, I feel as if that was
never-
another life. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you've been homeless or something at some point, and that's been what that is. You probably have went back and visited past lives.
Yeah.
What do you think, sis? Do you think that maybe he's visited past lives in his experience?
Well, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll answer her question. Tina.
Can you read it, or is it little? You want me to read it?
I'll read it out for everybody.
Go ahead and read
chat. Eli just
I'm
heard.
inspired, so.
Mr. Phoenix is saying, Eli, I just heard a message for you there. Someone that you need to reach out to. He needs your help. Giz seems like every time you come on, I get messages or visions for you. Yeah, definitely, Phoenix. So there is
wow.
somebody out there that you've got a purpose of helping. So
You know what? I've been feeling that way too. I go on Twitter and I'm just like, someone needs my help.
Eli, from what I'm feeling, he's in desperate need. So if I was you, I'd get back to YouTube pretty quick, and you'll probably find that the person will reach out.
Yeah. But I will. I've just been trying to find a time. Like, it's been really chaotic.
As long as you're okay, that's the main thing. And
Yeah, I've just been really tired.
Things. Yeah.
Like I'm gonna tell you another story. They're dropping me home, and there was this place. I had a dream about it actually,
Hi, Christina.
and I remember I was there. Well, I remember the location. They dropped her back home, before they dropped me home, and it was an opening. I remember the fence. I remember, that's why I asked the lady. I was like, "Did they used to have horses here?" He goes, "No, they used to have cats." I was like, "They used to have horses," but in that, there, in my dream, I would hide behind I don't know who I was, but I used to hide behind like the sheds and everything. But they were shooting at people there.
Wow.
I don't know. I
It'd
recognize.
be interesting to do the history of it, wouldn't it? See where it was and what you were experiencing.
Yeah, it's weird. I was like, I want that.
I would love to hypnotize you, Eli. Imagine you were under hypnosis.
Okay, well, whatever you want to do.
I can't do it. I've not tried to do it yet, but I'll research it and I'll
She
learn
don't know
it.
what she's doing. Don't fall for it.
You might
Run!
not come back.
Run!
Hey, Christina.
I've never
Hey,
done it.
Christina was alive. Did she? Christina was live,
Yeah,
didn't
Christina's
she?
live in 10 minutes, guys, if you all remember. She's doing
Oh,
divination.
Christina. Hey, where's my interview, dude? Come on. You're interviewing her. Come on.
Yeah,
Kidding.
definitely. Guys, remember, if you want to talk to Eli, he is out there doing interviews. So remember, reach out to him and he'll come and speak to you. Even if it's not about his experience, we'll just gradually get him back doing live streams.
Yeah,
And
I
then
need
he'll
to start
show
doing that.
us
Like,
what he needs to
even
do.
just to talk about my experiences. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
it's awesome. You know, it's awesome when you actually felt that, you actually went through it. It's like it's
There's
awesome. Like,
Sherry
it's more
back.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's like I was that guy in the truck. You know, I was telling you about. Like, I was there. I was that person that thought I was all macho and everything. You know, and I thought, I was all that. You know, I felt I felt the guy's watching his arm, the clothes he was wearing, the boots that I never would wear. You know what I mean? Like, I felt
Well, you
him.
did at one point. It was probably been you. So,
Probably. Or maybe,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I was showing a lot of stuff, you know. It took me back to being a baby. I've been a few. Oh, nah,
Oh,
man. Not being a baby.
she's been a few hypnotists and never went under except with a doctor from Pakistan. He took her back to being a baby.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
brilliant.
but
Welcome, Krista. It's just great to hear you all placing it together now
Oh,
and
are we losing Sherry
realising
again?
a lot of things.
oh yeah.
Pardon?
Are we losing
Sherry's having
Sherry?
trouble, I think, guys, coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, because she froze up a while ago and now she's
Yeah,
back
she's
and
on
now
her
it's
data,
just
probably.
going round and round.
If anyone's got any questions for Eli, guys, is there anything you want to ask? Most of you have been here every time we've spoke to Eli. Is there anything
Yay,
you
Sherry's
want to
back.
ask him? Hi, Sass. Welcome back.
Oh, you're muted. So
Hold on one
she
second.
says
I got.
Sherry is muted.
Sure, when you go, Eli, that's fine.
Hello.
Yeah.
He's got a phone call, guys. Do you
Oh, I
guys
guess.
feel as if Eli's a little bit more to terms with his experiences now, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he seems to have a more of a grip and more of an understanding, even though there's still a lot to understand.
Yeah, there's a lot to understand with it. It's
Yeah.
just good to hear him being positive and a little bit more together with it. Because anybody that didn't catch the first couple of live streams that we did do, Eli, he was a bit of all over the place and didn't really know what to talk about next. So it's good to hear him place it together a little bit better.
He was very confused.
Yeah.
He's a lot more with it now. He
was.
seems a lot more.
But you know what? It's hard to explain because just like I know a lot of people, they pass and they don't know how it feels to be passed over, and what you see, what you feel, and what you think about it. You know, about being on the being like seeing across the veil. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you, Sherry. You came back. You know, and you feel different. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to have
Obviously, with
visions,
me,
so
I've
it was
always had the abilities ever since I was
Sorry, my
young.
fiance is almost home,
So my
That's okay.
experience compared to Eli is a little bit different because I've always had my abilities, but when I passed over, you do get like my experience was a lot different to Eli's. So I didn't have what you would class as a negative experience, if you know what I mean. But I do get what he's saying, but that when you come back, you value life more. Because obviously,
Yeah.
like having my ability since young, I've always understood spirit and that. But when you actually physically lose your life and then you get your life back, it does make you value life a lot more, and it makes you see things a lot more differently. Even though I've always been able to. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
Eli, do you wish there was something when you had passed? And I think I had asked you before if you knew you had passed. But during that time, everything was just so boggled in your head, coming and going, and crazy stuff, everything going on. After the fact, now that you're back, do you wish that you could have, at that any of that moment in that time, have asked any questions while you were passed. Now, in
No.
hindsight, do you wish you would have had asked anything? You're just like going
No,
on a spaceship. Oh shoot, I should have
Yeah.
asked them this or
Shut.
that. Yeah.
well, it's more like yes, I would, but at the same time,
What
you're
a
going to
thousand
you're,
questions.
you're going through so much emotions, you're going through so much visions, you're going through so much, like I want to go home, but at the same time, it's
Yeah.
like this is my new reality. I mean, that's the only thing you're thinking is Jesus,
Mhm.
Jesus, 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 Jesus. You can say Jesus so many times to get you out of that,
Right.
like he was there with me, but at the same time, yeah, I wish I would ask a lot of questions, but at the
I
same time,
always just wonder though, if you had got the chance to talk to your fiance on the phone, it makes me wonder if you
see,
would
I
have been
was reaching for my
satisfied and you would have just passed away. Maybe the fact that you
yeah.
didn't get to speak to her pushed you forward to come back.
Well, see, I was reaching for my phone, and I think that's what God brought me
Mhm.
back because I mean the love she had for me and why she was being tormented with my family because of being this
Mhm.
jealousy towards my mom, um, and I
Mhm.
think that she even see me in the room, she even see me in the corners peeking in, and I
Yes.
think that we're connected, as a soulmate. I know there's all definition of soulmates, but we're connected for to one each other. And
Yes.
I felt her sorrow. I felt the pain in 10 times fold. You felt that, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like the smells are 10 times the I mean, I could feel her sorrow. I could feel her heartbeat. I could feel the pain of them, being awful towards her. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember there's one. I was at it's a whole different scenario. I was awake already. They were I think they were giving. I needed more oxygen, and I was laying there, right, and I dozed off, and I went to the hospital's garden. I never been to their garden in the back. They had it for patients that are visiting, and that people that are visiting the people. And to me, they had they had a garden back there, a small garden where they could sit back and have a cigarette or whatever. So, and then I woke up and I was like, "Hey, where's that garden at?" They're like, "Whoa, garden! Like, how did you know about the garden?"
Mhm.
And I never seen that garden ever outside. So one day, when the driver was driving around to look for another address to pick up somebody, and I seen that garden the way that I
Hmm.
seen it.
Wow.
But to me,
See?
that garden was more beautiful than ever
Yeah.
because that was just the love of God,
Mhm.
So Sammy
showing me
says, I
that
used to have
this life
visions and thoughts in a past life. I was an Asian royalty. And then under that,
was
she
teaming.
said, I was a dang servant.
Oh God.
So much for
Oh,
her
nice,
vision.
nice.
Yeah. Never
I
mind,
remember on
Sammy.
One,
Yeah,
I remember on one of the shows saying about Eli and Eli's partner being twin flames. I remember saying it to him, and I
hmm
remember saying that the phone was the lifeline. The phone was the connection to get back to her. That's why the phone was there, even
yeah.
though you
Yeah.
couldn't, even though you was reaching for it and you couldn't get to it because you wasn't meant to get to it because that
No,
was your, like Sister Drew said today in the show,
yeah,
that was your get up and go to get
Lifeline.
back to her, weren't it? If you'd have caught that
yeah,
phone, like
yeah.
Sister Drew said, you
Oh
Yeah.
probably
yeah, like
won't be
I
here to
remember.
tell that story today. You wouldn't be here today.
Yeah,
You weren't
I
meant to
I, I,
have that.
I,
hmm
Yeah.
I remember getting sucked. I remember just feeling that sucked to get in the room. Like it was just laying on the floor, just going like this, like, and you hear all those evil spirits saying, "She don't love you. There's nothing gonna do. You're mine." But it's in that
Yeah.
voice of like
Mhm.
different voices all at once, like all together. And I mean, like it was just a horrible experience. Like I mean, I'm glad God took away that fear of me
But do
being
you think that
tortured.
some of that might have been in your mind as well? Because if you think about it, even
I
in
don't
spirit, you
know.
still have that thought, that feeling, and that emotion. So
It could
even though you've
be.
seen these energies around you, maybe these energies were something in your mind. So it was both sides of you fighting. You've
Yeah,
got the side that's
yeah,
telling you to stay here, so it's being
yeah,
evil to you to get you to stay, and then you've got the other side telling you, no, you need to come back. You need to come back.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew.
yeah,
I knew that. I just in the beginning. I knew that. Like because when you die, you don't think about what you left behind when you're alive. Okay. But when you're there, you're there. Like you're like You like you always were there. Like you were born there. You know, you're like this is your situation now. But when I was there, it's just like I was just too concerned about what was going to happen next, what was going to be thrown at me next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I was shown life lessons. You know what to do and what not to do in a situation that can, you know, like that can not send me close to God. You know what I mean? He wanted me to learn lessons if I ever come up to those situations. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm doing. But of course, you know, like I like my scary movies. I like watching, you know, all these films that, you know, like not.
Have you started writing any of it down yet and documenting it? Have you made a journal about it all yet? Good.
I'm sorry? Oh.
Have you made a journal about it yet?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
There was a lag there, guys.
Okay. And if anybody has any questions for Eli, you can put them in the comments so we can ask them. Drew, what time does Christina come on? It's
I think she's on in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's on at 6.
Okay, so if anybody has any questions for Eli, put them in the comments because we're going to be shutting it down soon. So that way anybody in our chat that wants to move over to Christina's channel, to her live, you know, we can have them move over.
Yeah, definitely,
So
guys.
if there's anything you want to ask, go ahead and put it in, and then when he comes back, we'll ask him. And then if not, well, we'll shut it down in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because I gotta run too. So my fiance just got home.
Okay.
Hi. Yeah.
Oh, she said hi.
About 10 minutes, she said.
Hey.
Yeah,
She's
she
just
did.
interested to hear Eli, and we will keep getting Eli back, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she don't like being on
We will
camera.
keep
So
getting Eli back, I promise. And we'll keep talking to him about all his experiences and keep up to date.
Yeah. So we'll give everybody, if they haven't, you know, give them a couple minutes if they're typing, and if not, Eli, we'll let you go, and then that way,
Thank
if
you. I
anybody
appreciate
wants to go
everything.
to Christina's channel, and I know we always happy to have you come back. Yeah.
It's really good
It's
to
great
hear
to
that
hear
you're
Eli,
making
that
more
you're okay.
sense. It's really good to hear that you're really confident in what you're saying now, and you've got to understand it a little bit more. It's really good to hear that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for having me up, and God bless you, and have a good day. Okay, guys.
No problem,
See you.
Eli.
Well, I
And
know-
you come back again, buddy.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
so
you. Bye.
everybody, we're gonna let y'all go. We'll shut it down, and that way, anybody that wants to go to Christina's channel, you've got time to grab you a drink of water or whatever and jump over to hers. And Eli, thank you very much. In case you watch this back, we want to say thank you, and we will let everybody go, and we will go ahead and end it here. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you to my co-host, Drew. Thank you to Sherry, and of course, thanks to Eli. Bye, everybody.
Blessings, everybody.
Bless
Thank
me.
you. Catches.